I'm going to tell you the absolute essential things you need to complete your first off-road triathlon, or really any triathlon. As you'll see with the bare essentials, the only difference between on-road and off-road is really with the bike. There are so many great triathlon products out there, but it can be pretty much overwhelming, especially if you think you need all that to complete your first several triathlons, and that's just not true. I don't want that to be a reason that you don't get out there and do your first or get really into the sport. My first triathlon I participated in, I used my friend's commuter bike. I wore my running shoes with flat pedals. It was a blast. Now fast forward a little bit, I got a nice carbon road bike. I mounted some aero bars on that. Fast forward even further, and I'm riding a triathlon specific TT bike in Kona. So at that point, I don't think the commuter bike would have lasted the lava fields, but there can be a progression and you will get there if you want to be. But back to the essentials. So the absolute thing I think you have to have is a pair of nice triathlon shorts. Something like this that's tight, you can wear it in the swim, bike, and the run. It's got a little bit of a pad for the bike. You can wear it throughout. Ladies, you add a sports bra to that, and you're basically ready to race. Even though it's about essentials, this is basically an essential, a towel for transition. Now you've got a towel around your house, so grab any towel that you might want to use, put it in transition. It'll help identify where your place is, and also can get any gravel or dirt or even dry off your feet after the swim. So I really would say that's an essential, since it's typically should be around the house. Before you get into that water, you need a pair of goggles. You don't need anything fancy, something that won't leak and get you through that swim. The other thing that you're going to need is a swim cap. Now again, technically this is not essential given that the races will typically give you a swim cap, but it does feel a little bit different when you wear one, so it'd be your best interest to get one for practice. You'll be used to it, and then you can wear the race specific one. You don't need anything fancy for the swim cap either. And that's it. You're ready to get in the water. Now the one exception to that is if it's a really, really cold swim, you're going to want to need a wetsuit. This one here is a full wetsuit, meaning it's got sleeves and legs. Some wetsuits out there don't have the sleeves. It can be a little bit more comfortable the first time you're using one. Your local multi-sport shop should have ones that you can rent if you really want to use a wetsuit for the swim. But again, in most races, it's not going to be essential. Quick review: as you get into the water, you've got your tri shorts, sports bra, swim cap, goggles, wetsuit, possibly, and you got your towel in your transition area. Okay, you come out of that swim. The only thing you're getting rid of in transition is the swim goggles and the swim cap. Now before you head out on the bike leg, let's talk bike. You don't need a full suspension mountain bike for off-road, but you do need a mountain bike of some sorts to handle the off-road terrain. So something like this, which is front suspension, hardtail. It ranges from 26 to 29 inch wheels depending on your height. And you're also going to want a bike pump. Now technically races typically have a bike pump, but again, if you're going to be training for a race, it really becomes an essential item as you're going to be practicing with it, but you don't need it actually on race day, so don't sweat if you forget it. Now before you head out on the bike, there's going to be a few things you're going to want to put on. Bike helmet. You don't need anything fancy. They range a lot in price. The more expensive ones typically are lighter, or they have more vents to keep you cool with airflow. But as long as it's got the safety standard sticker on the inside, that's really going to protect you from an injury standpoint, which is really the purpose, of the helmet. Then you can just throw on a wicking type t-shirt. For off-road triathlons, your bike number can typically go on, one will be on your bike, and then you can put one on the jersey here, and you can wear this for both the bike and the run. Now if you wanted to, you could swap out, wear a bike jersey for the bike if you have one, and then put the run shirt on for the run. But again, with essentials, you just need the one comfortable wicking shirt, and you can wear that for the remainder of the race. Tri shorts you've already got on, you'll want a nice pair of wicking socks, and then some running shoes that you'll be able to bike in, as well as wears on the run. A couple more things for the bike. Water bottle. Not absolutely essential, even though I said this is about essentials, but you're going to be training on the bike. Have a water bottle cage, put the water bottle in there, but technically the race will supply you with liquid and nutrition. So again, if you forget it, don't sweat it, but best to have that water bottle with either water or nutrition that you prefer to use and you're used to. One more thing that's not technically essential, but I would argue is essential because again, you're training with it, but some type of repair kit for a flat for the mountain bike. So usually it's some sort of case that you're going to have attached to the bike stem, and then inside that you're going to want a few items. You're going to want a spare mountain bike tube, CO2 cartridge and nozzle to help pump that spare tube up, and at least one tire lever, perhaps two, to get that tire off and back on as you replace the flat. That's so much better than having to walk your bike to the end or not being able to finish. Take the time, repair the flat, you're back on the course and you can finish triathlon. Review of essential items on the bike. Mountain bike, or if you're doing a road, you've got more choices. Commuter bike, hybrid bike, anything that can stand the pavement. You have a bike pump, you have a helmet, you have a shirt, your tri-shorts you've already got on, you put on socks, shoes, you've got your water bottle, and then you've got your spare flat kit with tire levels, CO2, nozzle and cartridge, and spare tube. Okay, you're back into transition after finishing the bike leg. You get off that bike, you get rid of the helmet, you get rid of the bike, and really you're off to the races. You've already got your shirt on with your number, you've already got your tri-shorts, you've already got your socks and shoes. Head out for the run. There'll be water and nutrition on the run course, and the next thing you know, you're at the finish line, finishing your first try. So those are the absolute essentials that you need to complete your first off-road triathlon. A future video will have things that I prefer to have and probably should be essential, but the reality is this is all you need to complete your first try. So no more excuses. Get out there. You probably already own half these things, and I can't wait to see you for the next video.